Caught you, boy. You're stealing my content. You're aping me, brother. But guess what? No matter how hard you try, you can never be me. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. My name is Christopher Belly. I'm a certified CPA accountant. I'm a fake boglehead investor. I'm author of the book Stop Being a Broke Loser. It's on Amazon. And I'm going to show you one of the most blatant ripoffs of my content that I have ever seen. Now, remember, I consider myself a unique YouTuber. I put PPs on people's faces. I scream. I don't have a shirt on. I'm in my freaking garage. I'm a massive clown, okay? It's really hard to imitate me. However, sometimes I actually do stock analysis. And while an informed person, multiple informed people can look at a company and draw the same conclusions, I know when somebody has no idea what they're talking about. And when I see that they're talking about the same exact points that I'm talking about, I have to call it out, okay? So there's this guy named Snot, and he wants to be me. He's lifting weights. He probably doesn't have a girlfriend still. And he talks about the same grifters that I talk about. And recently I've noticed, while he's not even in the slightest bit qualified to talk about, financial statement analysis, because he has what degree? I don't even know what freaking degree he has, like fluffing. All of a sudden, he's doing stock analysis, and he seemed to have done it on a stock that I recently covered, Smile Direct Club. So we're going to go watch a clip from his video, and I want you to keep in mind all the things he says. And then we're going to go look at a video that I made earlier, and you're going to see it sounds strangely familiar. Snot, just admit that I'm your daddy and that you take your entire inspiration for your channel from my channel, and that's good. If you say Strongman is my daddy, I will never make fun of you again. Oh, and you have to, fluff me a little bit. I'll never make fun of you again after that, okay? Let's go ahead and watch a clip from Snot's channel.
The first thing to mention is that they have year-over-year revenue decline. They saw a brief increase during the pandemic, but that has quickly disappeared, and it appears for a number of reasons which I'll go over why it seems to be decreasing further. The next thing to keep in mind is their total long-term liabilities, which is currently at $804 million. Now, this is debt that will mature at the start of 2026, and when that does, it will become total current liabilities. Now, Smile Direct does not have the revenue to pay that, so this is basically a massive debt bomb that will cause them to go bankrupt in 2026, and based on their current cash burn, they could go bankrupt before that as well. Now, in order to prevent going bankrupt in a little over 3 years, Smile Direct Club has 3 options, in my opinion, to fix this situation. The first being is that they could get a new loan to pay off the debt they have and push back the maturity date several years. The problem with that is that the idea they're already massively underwater with declining revenue and a stock price that is almost worthless. In today's economy, they're going to find it very hard to find anyone willing to lend them more money. Now, the second option they could take is to issue or sell more shares to bring in an influx of capital. Now, again, the problem with this is their share price is less than $1. Selling more shares would only cause the price to go lower. So in order for them to do that, the price of the stock would need to go up first. The third option is that they could simply start making more money through expansion or increased product cost to consumers. The main issue with that is that Smile Direct Club is not expanding. They are closing up shops. At the start of
Wow, Scott, that seems like a pretty good analysis of Smile Direct Club. I wonder where you got that from. Now, keep in mind, I know you just listened to it. Take note and see if you hear any similarities. And notice he's using the exact same website that I'm using. Now, I don't see many other YouTubers using this. It's really unusual. So it makes me wonder, where did he get this information from? Let's go ahead and watch a clip from my video. I'm going to show you this guy's a freaking ripoff. It's hilarious. Now, the revenue is massively declined. Now, there's nothing more exciting about a growth stock than just to see declining year-over-year revenues. And we can even look at the annual revenue, and they had a spike. They had increases in revenue all the way to 2019, and then it's been a decline every single year thenceforth. Now, here's the number one issue with Smile Direct Club. They have a debt time bomb. That's right. And that's just the start of the similarities, okay? Year over year, revenue decline. Basically, his quote, debt time bomb. He's literally copying the exact terminology that I'm saying. If you can't see this, you're a clown. Scott, just stop, dude, okay? But we're going to keep watching, and I'm going to explain to you why he was totally freaking wrong about the debt. So, a quick analysis of the balance sheet. Remember, if you go to this website, you always want to click on the quarterly, and I almost just made that mistake. You want to click on the quarterly because that shows the most recent balance sheet. And remember, we're now in September, late September, so this is out of date. And I would hazard a guess, unless they've gone into more debt or issued more shares, which is mostly cash and receivable, liabilities is $145 million. They're not looking at total long-term assets, long-term debt to make an acquisition or, some kind of investment, or you would go into long-term debt to secure long-term assets. But when I look at this company, I see $308 million of long-term assets, and this can't be net of, it is net of depreciation, but I don't think it's the depreciation dollars, and you owe $600,000 on the home. That's basically Smile Direct Club's position. They have a massive debt bomb, and it is right here under long-term debt. Now, the question is, when does that debt mature? Because long-term debt is a year or more out. But what happens is, on a balance sheet, once that debt approaches maturity, it goes from long-term debt and it gets moved to short-term debt. So these total current liabilities, whenever this bond, this debt instrument is going to mature within a year, this $804 million is going to be reflected here. And then their current ratio gets turned upside down. Oh boy. So if you go back to his video, right, he says in 2026, and this is a very, very key distinction. And this shows you he has no idea what he's talking about. He said in 2026, when the bond matures, it's going to go to current liabilities. When the bond matures, you either pay it off or refinance it. It's either rolled over or it's freaking gone, okay? But he thinks that when the bond matures, it goes to current liabilities. Here's what a current liability is. You look at the balance sheet date. If any debt is due a year or less after that, that's a current liability. When a bond matures, it doesn't suddenly become a current liability. It gets paid off and it's gone, or it gets freaking refinanced, okay? So you can see, the similarities are insane. He's just copying my content. You got to be careful, because a lot of these people, what they do is, as they get bigger and bigger and bigger on YouTube, they suddenly become stock geniuses. And it really concerns me that this guy who's a grifter slayer is all of a sudden doing stock analysis. Where do you think he's possibly going with this, ladies and gentlemen? He'll obviously watch my channel. He'll keep learning and learning, like how to actually look at financials. He'll get his distinctions correct eventually. He needs to watch a little bit more carefully, though. And at some point, I really suspect, once the whole Meet Kevin crap dies off with the DUI, which he's been living off the high hog with that for a while, at some point, I think he's going to venture into stock analysis. Because as long as you sound confident, or you're copying somebody that actually knows what they're talking about, people will buy your crap. Like, oh, wow, you're really smart. You looked at the debt. Wow, you really knew that. You got to be careful with these grifters, okay? So I just wanted to highlight that. I thought it was hilarious because I started watching the video. I was like, oh boy. And it was like word for word, all the same phrases I used, all the stuff I looked at, all the exact analysis. But then again, he has no idea what he's talking about. Good morning. Are you going to react to Meet Scam's DUI reframe defense? No, I'm so tired of the DUI. It's like it happened months ago. Damn, you up early. I got kids. You know what time I woke up? 6:30. No. 5:30. I got up at 5:30. Mr. Workman has subscribed. Welcome, Workman. I like how you refer to yourself in the third person. Jeremy said, be greedy when others are fearful. Jeremy also said, Tattooed Chef is the future. Scott copied 2 of my videos. Like that video is just sad. Like you could like put your own twist on it. Like people can cover the same stock. There's nothing wrong with that. But like the exact phrases that I was using, debt time bomb, year-over-year revenue growth, long-term liabilities to current liabilities, cash burn. He mentioned that. It's like, dude, come on. If you copy everybody else's content, at some point you're gonna peak out. Or maybe that's not true. Look at Andre Jeegoff. Bye. Get him strong, man. Hello from Thailand. Ooh, Mike. You know a guy named Mike? All in Tattooed Chef. Woo! All right, that was just a short video I wanted to do just to make fun of Scott, because why not? But I got an interview at 10. I'm interviewing a trader, a day trader, whatever he is, at 10 o'clock. So tune in. It'll be fun. We'll talk some trash, and we'll see if he's a grifter or not. Cheers! Oh.